Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, just now launching out of Baby Beach, 7:10 a.m. Looking a bit overcast, but today I'm meeting up with Glenn, who again is launching out of Pure Water Sports. And I know he'll probably want to fish Doheny Beach, but I'm going to be making my way out to the kelp beds further north of here, looking for sheephead, and I will definitely be trolling on my way up there because the water temperature right now is 70 degrees. So it's definitely warming up, so the Bonito should be biting along with the Barracuda. All right, let's go see what time's low tide today. Okay. Oh shoot. It's high tide right now. Low tide at 11:39 a.m. It's 8 o'clock a.m. right now. 3 more hours. Okay, well, maybe we'll have to fish a lobster pots around here for now. First bite of the morning. Oh, Barracuda. Told you the Barracuda and the other fish should be biting today. Yeah, I'm still inside the harbor and I'm getting lots of bumps on my lure here. It's a pretty good sign when you're seeing this kind of activity inside the harbor. I'm also using a crocodile spoon. I lost my other one and replaced it. I just bought a new one yesterday. They're really great spoons. Barracuda, Bonito, love them. Oh, there we go. Fish on. Feels like another Barracuda. Indeed it is. Barracuda number 2. So I'm still waiting on Glenn here, and I figured might as well make the most of my time by trolling for Barracuda and Bonito. So I'm really just doing donuts right now inside the harbor, and I'm getting bumps on this lure here. I'm telling you, the fish are pretty active today. Pretty good sign. It's great to get the skunk off the boat so early in the morning. Another Barracuda. They're all over here. Three Barracuda. Barracuda, Barracuda.
Just a heads up, whenever my friends and I get together to go fishing, actually, whenever guys in general get together to go fishing, there's typically a lot of trash talking that goes back and forth. Keep in mind that it's nothing personal. We just like to poke fun at each other when it comes to fishing.
Hey dude, I can still see your face. You're scaring away the fish.
You are scary.
Can you lift that net gator up over your eyes?
Can you cover your feet from your ankles down?
Dude, that fish you caught is the size of the bait I'm using. You know, this spot was really good till you showed up.
Anthony, what happened was you started talking and they freaking got away.
Hey dude, can you shut up? The fish can smell your breath.
You guys stop teaching Caesar bad habits.
Nothing here. Just a bunch of babies. But you're the baby killer. Let's go, girly man. Girly man. They're over there. Let those babies go. Seriously, dude, you need to stop talking because the fish can smell your halitosis. Smell it. You're scaring them away. Yeah, dude, stay here and catch all the baby fish. I'm gonna go head to Salt Creek. Catch the big boys. Man, it's been really slow. I'm out here in front of Salt Creek. I latched onto some kelp, and earlier I was getting a ton of bites. And they're just stealing the shrimp right off my hook. I don't know what's going on. But also, it's just past noon, and it's actually getting kind of chilly out here. But the water temperature stayed at 70.5 degrees, so that's been pretty consistent all day. But the air temperature, man, it's chilly. It's been so slow. Quite so very slow. I figured, hey, why not share another tip with all of you? So right now, here, I'm gonna move this down a little bit. You can see I have my anchor trolley set up. So let's talk about anchor trolleys for a little bit. This is the lock and load Yak anchor trolley. You can see I fed the line through here. Now generally they're used, as the name implies, for managing your anchor system. Now I'm actually latched onto the kelp right now. I didn't bring my anchor with me because I figured I'd be fishing the kelp forest. So I'm actually clipped onto some kelp, which is submerged right now. If you can see that, visibility's not that great, but it works just like an anchor if you're clipped to kelp. So it's the same principle. Anyway, once you feed the line through here and onto your yak, you can now either move the line towards the bow or the stern of the yak. I personally prefer to have it at the bow, and I'll show you what I'm about to do. So as you can see, let me adjust this. I'm just moving the line forward. Using my zigzag cleat. The cleats here are great. You don't have to tie any knots to secure the line. But now, as you can see, the swells are coming in, the wind is in my face, and I prefer to be facing the swells as they come in. As you know, if a big boat comes flying by, or if the swells start to really pick up, you want to have your bow heading right into it. Okay, it'll cut right through that. Versus having the kayak parallel to the wave or the wake, because a big swell or a wake can easily capsize or turn or flip your kayak over. By using this anchor trolley, you're able to control where your kayak is facing at any point. If I had chosen to, I could have easily moved the anchor line to my stern. Now, if it was positioned that way, the wind and the swells would be at my back, which is fine. As long as I'm not being hit broadside, your kayak is going to be pretty stable. It won't flip. So bow or stern, either way, I prefer to have it at the bow so I can see things coming. That's just a personal choice. Some people prefer it the other way. So these anchor trolleys are great. That's how you use them. It's control the direction that you're facing at any point. It's a lot safer than just throwing an anchor overboard than who knows where the wind's blowing. You could end up being parallel to a wake or a wave as it comes in, and you'll end up capsizing. So that is the kayak tip of the day. If you're ever out fishing during high tide and you're unable to find the kelp because they're submerged well beneath the surface, here's another tip. And you can only use this tip from October. Oh, just got a bite. Oh, came off. Anyway, from October through March, when that's lobster season here in California, you'll see these traps. These lobster traps. They're marked by these buoys. If you look further past this yellow one, there's a red one over there. There's 2 orange ones and more yellow ones out on the horizon. But generally, the lobster fishermen will set these up in rocky areas where there's kelp. So good areas where the fish like to hang out. So if you ever come during high tide where you can't see the kelp, try to go. Oh, my face again. Fish around these lobster pots. Generally, you'll have better luck there. So here's another tip for you. All right, I talk a lot about flipping the yak or capsizing, and I'll tell you right now, being so high up on this big water kayak, it does feel tippy. And certainly, if I were to get hit right now by broadside by a big old wave or wake, I could probably fall out of this yak or even capsize. But that's why you need to be prepared. Know how to re-enter the yak and bring it back right side up if you ever do capsize. So the best thing I could do is recommend that you practice. So one day, maybe on a calm day, ideally on the beach, have your kayak completely empty of gear, overturn it intentionally, and then practice bringing it right side up. Now the good news about the big water, the Old Town big waters, or any kayak with this PDL drive, is that it's relatively easy to bring it back right side up because this drive is so stout, so sturdy. You can simply grab onto it and with your own weight pull back, and the kayak will automatically right itself. It's pretty easy, but you do need to be prepared. So if you notice, all of my rods have this pipe insulation surrounding it. I've been asked several times on my channel, what is that? Well, it's a flotation device. So if I ever do capsize, my rods will float. I personally prefer having these around my rods compared to leashing them onto my yak. I do have plenty of pad eyes and leashes. I just don't like to use leashes. They get in the way, they're cumbersome. Here you have the freedom of switching the sides if you want to cast on the left versus the right, putting it into rod holders. With leashes, they're just so annoying. They get in the way. So I don't use leashes at all anymore. I did when I first started kayaking. Now I just have these flotation devices, the pipe insulation. To me, much preferable than leashing my rod to my kayak. Everything will float. Always have your hatches closed while you're traveling. All right. Last year when I flipped my kayak, I had all the hatches closed. So fortunately, it's not just about losing gear that's stored in there. It's about taking on water. If your hatches are open, or that's the front, middle hatch, what have you, if it's opened, water will go into the hull. And although these things will stay afloat, they'll become really unbalanced with so much water inside of the hull. So yeah, it becomes next to impossible to try to pedal or paddle your kayak once it takes on water inside of that hull. So always have those things closed while you're traveling, like I am right now. I'll never have the hatches opened. The only time I do open them is when I'm anchored down or if I'm actually fishing. and I'm reaching for gear or grabbing baits, what have you, I'll go into the hatch, but after I'm done, I immediately close the hatches. So yeah, make that a habit. Don't leave those hatches open. But yeah, so as long as your gear is secured, if you were to ever flip your yak, oh, and always have this PFD, yeah, your personal flotation device, you'll be fine. You just need to practice right siding or bringing your kayak back right side up if it ever flips. And on a day like this, if I were to flip, the water's really nice. It's almost 71 degrees. It would be refreshing. So there's a bright side to everything. It's not the end of the world if you were to flip your kayak. You just need to be prepared and minimize any gear loss, right? And that's why you have leashes, pad eyes, and in my case, flotation devices for my rods. Let's go. Fish on the Troll. Maybe Bonito. Guys can fight. Oh, yeah, something Bonito. Oh yeah, baby. Nice one too. Look at that. That's the bony. Keeper. Look at that bad boy. That's a decent Bonito. Fish on, baby. This could be another Bonito. Not as big as my first one though. That's a mackerel. These little guys can fight. Man, they're slimy. So there's a lot of talk on YouTube, on the internet in general, about flipping your yak or falling out. And I'll tell you, yeah, I've done both, but it happens. So you just need to be prepared. I was at Palos Verdes one day fishing in the kelp, and there was fish on again. Oh, another mackerel. Oh, it feels like he came off. Yeah, he came off. So I was fishing the kelp. I was anchored down, and there was this other kayak fisherman right next, well, maybe 15, 20 yards. He wasn't too far away from me. He was fishing the kelp too, but it was super slow. The guy fell asleep in his kayak while fishing, and he ended up falling overboard. I don't mean to laugh. It was kind of funny, but you know, it was a calm day, and he was able to get back in relatively quickly. He didn't flip his yak, he just fell out. But he was wearing a PFD, and I mean, he was in really no real danger because, as I said, it was a calm day, and he had his life vest on. So you just need to be prepared. I can't reiterate that more. Practice, whether it's on the beach, if you have a pool, put your kayak in the pool and flip it. And practice re-entry, getting back into your kayak if you ever fall out. I've seen people do side entries. That works. I personally don't like that because it's not very stable. I like to enter in through the stern or the bow because you can put all your weight on the bow or the stern and your kayak will not re-flip it. It will not flip over. Especially if you're heavier. I recommend a stern or a bow re-entry. I've seen and I've done sideways entry or side re-entry. Oh, on again. But to me, I think it's safer to just go through the bow or the stern if you have room. If you have a kill bag on the front or a live well in the back, it may not be possible. So yeah, you may want to practice side entry as well. I just prefer bow or stern. Oh, Barracuda, number 4 today. My 4th Barracuda of the day. And they love these crocodile spoons. Alright, out you go. Again, it's all about being prepared. Preparation. You'll be fine out here. So if falling out or flipping your kayak is preventing you from getting into kayak fishing, I would say don't let that hold you back. If you know what you're doing, if you prepare yourself, you're not going to flip or fall out of your kayak. And again, if you ever do, it's not the end of the world. Relatively easy to get back in and to bring your kayak back right side up. Man, the bite is on today. Fish on. Feels like a barracuda. It's a barracuda. It's a decent one. My biggest one yet. Five barracuda. Number 5. That's a big one. Okay, there you go. Guys are fast.
As I approach the landing here, I just wanted to say I realized this was a longer than normal video, but the circumstances were perfect. During the middle of the day, it was really slow. It gave me the opportunity to share with you my experiences, especially for those of you that are thinking about getting into the sport of kayak fishing. If your fear of capsizing or falling out of the kayak is holding you back, don't let it. It's all about preparation, and with time and practice, you'll get your sea legs and become more comfortable on the water. Like anything else, it just takes time. So thanks again for watching, and please do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again.